Hello there and welcome to the Bearded Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. I'm of course George. Welcome along to the channel everybody, and it's a match preview for the game on 11th of February 2025. Vicarage Road is a venue. Watford are Leeds United's opponents on a midweek game where Leeds United obviously will look to further strengthen their position in the top two at the top of the table as Leeds United currently are. So we're going to have a look at this in this video. Just a quick brief summary of Saturday's FA Cup exit at the hands of Millwall. Millwall ran out 2-0 winners at Elland Road on Saturday lunchtime. I completely didn't do any sort of reaction or preview for this game. Personally, on the face of it, looking back at it, I'm not too bothered. We were never going to win the FA Cup. We have bigger fish to fry in terms of we need to win promotion out of the Championship this time round, and as little as distractions as possible is very, very welcome, really. And Fark obviously through the game, we weren't good enough. Leeds' application in this game was woeful and atrocious. It was very hard to sift through. I think a lot of us have forgotten what it's like even to lose a game of football, albeit an FA Cup game or a cup match. I think we'd all forgotten what it was like to lose a game. It was very frustrating to watch Leeds, regardless of the fact that it was the cup. Like I've said, not a lot of people too bothered about the cup. Not least Daniel Fark, who obviously made 10 changes. And like I said, Leeds' application was very, very poor on Saturday. I would have been very disappointed if I would have paid to go and watch that game of football at Elland Road on Saturday lunchtime. But there you go. We're never going to win. We're out of it now. So there you go. Attention turns, if it wasn't already on, Tuesday evening game at Watford. So we're going to have a look at this in this preview. Quick look at the team news of what I've read of it. I haven't seen Daniel speaking, but I think Max Vober's out. He's out for 6 weeks. He's got to have another operation. I think Daniel Fark said Patrick Bamford is back in training potentially. A couple of others are back in training. I think Dan James and Joe Rodon seem to have a slight issue, but they're now back in amongst the fold and ready for this game on Tuesday night. So yeah, as I like to do in these previews, let's shine the light on Watford. So yeah, Watford currently sitting in 10th position, as they usually are with the Pozo family. There's a lot of off-field issues at the moment. I think they're trying to look at sacking, I think, Tom Cleverley, who they've had for quite some time there now. I think they're getting a little bit soft, aren't they, the Pozo family now? Haven't sacked him. He's been there for a little while now, at the end of last season. I think he took permanent charge, did he, in the summer? So he's been there for a little while, really. He'll be getting a little looking behind his shoulder, thinking, how long am I going to get here? But, they're doing okay. They're 3 points currently off the top 6 in 10th position. But there's no wins in the last 4 games. Only one win in the last 5. That came away at Derby County. And no home wins in the last 4. They've lost the last 4 games at Vicarage Road. They are substantially a lot better off at home than they are away from home. 9 wins at home this campaign to only 3 away all campaigns. So yeah, I think 29 points I think they've accrued at home. So it's quite a substantial sort of more than the 13 away. I think that is how many they've got away from home. So they're a lot better at home. Teams haven't really enjoyed going there, but they have of recent times. Like I said, 4 straight home defeats for Watford and only 1 win in the last 5. If you look further up, only 2 wins in the last 10. So they haven't been in good form really, but they are still hovering around that. They'll fancy the chances to get in the playoffs, as pretty much half the division do really. So there's not much by saying they're only 3 points off the playoffs. They have got a decent enough side. They have got enough, I feel, to get into the playoffs. I think Tom Cleverley is doing a good job. I think the Pozo family need to, stay away from him and give him the time, because they're doing okay. Obviously, recent form has slipped off a little bit. Recently, they nearly, as we were losing to Millwall in the cup, they later on in that day they nearly got a win at Sunderland, a late equaliser. Denied them all 3 points in Sunderland. They did come away with it with a point. Like I said, no wins at all in the last four. They have lost three of those games as well. Watford, so they've got to pick up. Obviously, we struggled there last season. It was a 2-2 draw. Matteo Joseph, I think it was his first championship goal for Leeds, salvaged a point in the end on Good Friday, I think it was, end of March. Last year, Leeds went to Watford and drew. It is a ground that we don't really do too well at. We've only won one of the last five away at Watford. I think that was last season, wasn't it? Sorry, not last season. This can't have been the season before. What am I talking about? It was a Premier League game, wasn't it? I think it was actually maybe the season before. Possibly on no, it was the season before that, wasn't it? Because Watford got relegated that time round. We won comfortably there when we stayed up in the Premier League. I think it was the 21-22, I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah. A 3-0 win at Vicarage Road. That's the only win Leeds have had in the last 5 meetings between the two sides at VR. The other one, obviously, last season was a draw. The other three have been all won by Watford. I think it's a run that stretches back sort of 10 years. So there's not much to put in that really. In that sandwich there, you can't really put much meat in that really, to be quite honest. But yeah, it's a ground that Leeds traditionally kind of struggle with. But I think we'll have enough to beat Watford tomorrow night. To be honest with you, they're looking likely they're missing the man Kwando Bar, who caused Leeds so many issues at Ellen Road earlier on in the season. He's missing through injury. Also missing is top scorer Bayo, who's on loan, I think, from Udinese, isn't he? He is missing from the lineup because of a suspension. He serves the last of his 3-match ban in this game, so he'll be back for Watford on the weekend, I assume. But there you go. Again, as I will say with Watford, it always seems to be just a mix of players just thrown in the pot and see what happens. Maybe they're a bit better than I'm giving them credit for there, but it all just seems a bit of a mismatch of players just thrown in and see what goes on. They did cause Leeds some problems last time we played them at Ellen Road. I can't remember when it was. Was it October time, possibly? Leeds went out 2-0 winners, but we were 2-0 up after 7 minutes. And Watford did come back and they caused us issues. Like I said, that man Barr is a good man that is missing, really. It's a good job he's missing for Watford on this game, really, because he caused Leeds all sorts of issues on that evening. We got the goal back at the start of the second half. Watford were throwing the kitchen sink at Leeds. Luckily, Leeds on that evening held firm and ended up winning the game. Hopefully will be the case. We will win tomorrow night, but let's wait and see. Any Watford fans watching, let me know what your thoughts are on the game. Are you going down to Vicky Road on Tuesday evening, or are you watching it in other means? I don't know. Any Leeds fans, let me know your thoughts on our team. Were you too worried about exiting the cup on Saturday? We need to get back to it and win this game. Put another marker down and march again on to promotion. Let's wait and see. But thank you very much for watching. Marching on together. I'll see you on the next one.